almost teacher, Tiffany here. So I wanted to just get on and give a little update. I just completed my interview. It went really well, so I've passed and I'm going on to the next stage, which is preparing for my mock lesson 1, which is actually going to be changing to a split lesson. So instead of just the 25-minute lesson, they're starting this new implementation because they're going to be certifying teachers at different levels. So this allows me to potentially be certified to do beginner levels as well as advanced levels. So it used to be the Mach 2 and now it's Mach 1. As you can see, I've done some decorating and I got really great reviews for having all of that. I can make my name bigger, she says, which in the platform for VIPKid, it all seems smaller, but on my regular video stuff, it actually is a little bigger. So you definitely want to play around with looking in the actual portal and looking at how it actually looks or will look to your students. So super excited to get that going and that journey. I have a referral code, so now I can put that, and if anybody is interested in checking it out, I appreciate the referrals, even though I'm not a teacher with them yet, but I think I will be. So my background, this fabric I already had. This was tucked away from all my classroom stuff that I packed up when I left my classroom and had my baby. And so I lost my thought. So it was already there. So this had been in a bulletin on my class, just like the pink fabric here. See, it matches because this was a different bulletin in the classroom. Actually, they were outside in the hallway. We had massive bulletin boards in the hallway of our school. So I have a very large area behind me. I don't know how some of the other VIPKid people who do their YouTube posts have just a whiteboard. Because I went and I did buy just a whiteboard. That's how I have these magnetic things sticking here. But maybe it's because I'm further away from the wall. So there's such a huge space. So I used the whole sheet and just thumbtacked it up. And then these were printed off already. I already had those from teaching. I just printed that off again. I bought those and never used them. So I just stuck them up there. And then this is one of my favorite things because I love the mustaches. If you ask me, my students rock. If you mustache me, my students rock. So that was another thing with the interview. I did have some props. So some of you guys might be wondering, and then I didn't end up using some of them because I just got nervous a little bit about it. So, and I bumped because it would have been funny. So I did make, I had these stickers already, and because I haven't been able to find the flashcards with the alphabet, and the ones that I have currently, I didn't want to use because they're really busy with a bunch of stuff. So I just put the stickers on, and then I created them for the other letters that were in there too. So I did have these and used those. I had a tiger, and so here's what I did. I printed off these little things because I was going to use these somehow as a reward. And so since tongue was one of the words, I was going to use these to get, make faces, blah, all that kind of good stuff. And I totally forgot. So there you go. So if you want to use that idea, I got these for free off Teachers Pay Teachers. So there you go. That's all I use for props. Obviously, I had my whiteboards. I think so. Mine are kind of quite square, and the window that we have in that portal is pretty small. So I'm definitely going to go look for magnetic. This is I got these somewhere. I think it's like some kind of actual shower board or something. But you can use it, as a white erase board, but they're kind of big, so I'm having to kind of lean quite far over. And that's the other thing, is definitely practice how you line up with the camera, because it's all backwards a little bit. So I'm gonna get some smaller ones for doing that, so that way it's a little easier, because I can do it easily in this screen, but in their portal, it's smaller. So that's just another little bit of advice. The other thing I did, and this was based off of the video from Hope Williams, and I did my makeup using the camera. So I am not a big makeup wearer. I typically I use Bare Minerals, and I use just the powder foundation. And then I use mascara, which is actually Lash Sense from Cinegence, and Lip Sense from Cinegence. This is cranberry with 2 layers of sheer pink. So, and then the Bougainvillea gloss. I don't sell it. But, and then I used the eyebrow, like an eyebrow brush with an eyebrow color. So I did my makeup on camera. I don't feel like it's too overdone. I've not gone and looked in a real mirror to see if it seems heavier, but I didn't do eyeshadow because I don't normally wear eyeshadow, although I do have some, but I did put on just mascara, a little concealer, because I thought, oh great, like I'll get up at 4:45, take my shower, get ready, the kids will stay asleep, but my kids, like they knew I was getting up early, and I tried to go to bed early last night. So if you can go to bed early, great, go to bed early and then get up, depending on what time your interview is. So for me, it was at 6 a.m. this morning in Alaska. So, and I'm a night owl, so I tend to stay up late, but I knew I needed to get to bed early. Well, my daughter would not go to sleep, and then she could hear me in here practicing, so then she wanted to watch. So I was like, fine, you can come watch for a minute. But I mean, man, the girl just would not go to sleep, and finally it was like 11 o'clock or so, and she was in my bed, and then my son, literally, I barely start dozing off, and then he wakes up, and then he goes back to sleep in his own bed, but then at like 3 something this morning, he wakes up and ends up in my bed, and then isn't going to sleep and is tossing and turning. So I didn't get the best sleep because I kept getting interrupted because they knew I had to get up early. So they had it out for me, I suppose. But and then the chickens wouldn't go to bed. So they didn't even get locked in. Usually I shut them in their coop, but nope. I was like, okay, I'm going. You're on your own. So left the chickens out, and but then I got up, did my shower, and came in here to do my makeup, and so I mean it showed up pretty well on the camera, I think, and I'm ready to go to church now, as long as it doesn't look too in the mirror. So the interview went well. It was very casual in the beginning, just introductions. She asked me about my educational background and my experience, and then she asked me about that. And then we got started in the demo. And let me tell you, this might help you feel a little bit of relief. It is so much easier actually doing it with somebody there. My hardest thing was doing my practice 10-minute demo by myself and not having somebody on the other end, a child, responding, because I didn't know what to do. Like, obviously, we're always going to practice the most perfect situations. And so, when you practice, you're like, oh yeah, good job. But in real life, that's not the way it's going to be. There might be more corrections and stuff. So, at one point, I had my almost 3-year-old son who woke up from his nap, and I was still trying to finish something come in. And I practiced actually a little bit with him. So that made it a little easier, because then he was trying to respond. And so that was good. But actually I know it still is intimidating and nerve-wracking a little bit, because you want to do a good job, but having that one little person up there in that picture on the other end with responses made it so much easier. It really did. So really, my feedback was that I had put a song in there just because I know singing helps people remember, and I didn't need to. She said to keep that more for the end, because I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the Leapfrog, but they sing the song, the T says t, the T says t, every letter makes a sound, the T says t. So I like the rhythm of it, but adding that whole every letter makes a sound is just too wordy. So she said that could be something we can do towards the end of a lesson if you know we're not if we still have extra time, like if we went through it pretty quick. And really that's it. She said just make sure with the mock lessons to listen for when they make the mistakes, because they'll throw mistakes in a little more. And so just pay attention for that. And so that's all. So I'll keep you all posted on how the mock goes. I have some reading and a quiz to take here before I can get to the actual scheduled portion of that. So I'll post my referral link and hopefully if somebody's interested, you can check it out. I'm happy to answer any questions, but really that's been my experience so far. So good luck.